day 32. The planned skip ahead, 120 something miles, has actually renewed my enthusiasm for doing a hike, so that's kind of really nice. The current plan is to skip the 120 miles, including a 60-mile road walk that I know doesn't give me the rite of passage of having it on the Florida Trail. I don't care. The Red Line has always been a suggestion for me. That will get me to Suwannee River State Park, and then it's 177 miles to Palatka, where I shall be planning to pick up a train to Okeechobee, where I shall be planning to hike out of there to the Ocean to Lake Trail, then hike to the Atlantic Ocean, thereby completing my plan of walking from the Gulf to the Atlantic with a few skips in between. Not quite what I had planned from the start, but it's good enough. That will take me about 2 weeks to get to Palatka. That's 12 and a half miles a day, easy. And then 60 miles of Ocean to Lake Trail, which should take me about 4 or 5 days, maybe, if I take it easy. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It'll be fun to walk through that swamp. The swamp over at Bradwell Bay was kind of fun, so I look forward to doing that again. When it's not quite so cold and my feet might retain some feeling. And I have to watch out for alligators. Oh my goodness. And then it's off to my friend's place. And then to Chicago, probably to hop on the train to home. So that's the plan. I should be home by early March. And it's the first week of February already. It's February 9th. It's nice to actually see the end in sight rather than this endless slog of 15 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, or 50 miles a day, 15 miles a day. So the seeing the end of the slog has been really nice. Well, it's ready. There's the pack packed up. Water is over there next to my hat, or under my hat, so I don't forget to take either of those. And I've got about half an hour before the lift gets here. So what do you do when your lift is about to arrive and you're going to walk 2 weeks to an Amtrak station to hopefully take a train to the next station where you're going to hike a little bit more, and when you try to book that train just on a random date that you think you're going to be there, it says canceled and there's no indication of when it's going to be back? What do? I think I have to keep walking and deal with that little problem later. It should work out, I hope. And there's my ride. Hooray. Well, I'm off. Sunlit behind me. Turns out my train problem wasn't really a problem. It's just Sunday and Monday the trains seemed to be canceled. I got dropped off at as I was saying before the truck interrupted me, got dropped off back at the JVart's store. Didn't have anything I really wanted. Got some protein bars and a candy bar. Got 11 and a half miles today, plus whatever this road walk is to the trail. And I feel pretty good. I got a liter and a half of water and probably too much food. But I hope I have enough food this time. I didn't buy much more because I think I already have enough off the trail. I got 14 days to do 177 miles. And I'm back on the actual trail now. So I don't know how many miles of this up ahead is trail versus road, but there's a long section here, several days worth of actual trail, so I'm looking forward to that. That was the point of skipping up here. 120 some odd miles or so. I'd have to, check to make sure, but I should do that. Well, it's hard to say for sure because I was not exactly on trail and I sort of got off trail to get to where I was off trail already, so I'm going to call it 120 miles. And look, a hemi walker, or a walker, for those who might need a walker on trail. Way to go. This right here feels a little bit sketchy, like I'm trespassing, but it's a private drive and all that. But there's orange blazes on that post. The map says to go this way. There are footsteps in the sand. So I'm going this way. That's the no trespassing sign. Well, that's cool. Height gauge. The river levels. Dang. I am currently taking the yellow trail, which you might surmise is blazed with yellow. Cuts like 3 miles off my hike. Or 3.6 or something like that. And that's fine, I don't care. Because it gets me to a actually pretty nice campsite with plenty of water at the confluence of a couple of flowing rivers? I don't know. But it's only like 7 miles away. So 2.5 hours. Well, except for that last little bit that I did not show you, that was remarkably pleasant. Onto the trail that way. It's a stick library for people. That's kind of cool. That's the Suwannee River. There's a song about it, I think. And I get to be walking past it for the next 35 miles or so. I actually don't know. But it's pleasant. This armadillo hasn't run away. Well, now it has. I don't know how low this river usually goes, but this seems a ridiculously low levels water. But it is a pretty bad drought in this area, so that doesn't surprise me. Armadillo number 3. Hey, critter. How you doing? I'm right behind you. I'm not going to eat you. You look at me and say hi. I'm just going to twiddle your ears at me. Okay. I gotta go hike. Continue finding dinner. Bye. When you buy a house in Florida, this is the type of thing where it ends up in a giant sinkhole. This is next to the Suwannee River, and apparently, when water levels in the river are higher, this fills with water and empties into it, or the river empties into the sinkhole. And that's kind of fascinating. I want to see it. And this is where your neighbor's house goes, the sinkhole next door. 15 minutes to camp. It's 4:30, a little bit later than I wanted to. Sunset's at 6:15 here, so a little bit earlier than I was expecting. But I'll make it before sunset and can set up my tent and help it dry a little bit, and maybe wash the banana out of my shorts. So one of the things I learned today was that when you're carrying a banana in your shorts and you hit it with a stick enough times, it can explode and make a mess of your shorts. That's not a euphemism. Yay, camp! This way. I didn't know it was going to be a road. It's fine.